Hi, everyone. I'm Allison DeJager, and I'm the president of List Self Storage. I'm excited to present this installment of Tech Talks. Tech Talks provide informative reviews of different tech products available to the self-storage industry. Each presentation lasts roughly 10, 15 minutes. It's pre-recorded for you to view anytime. So today we're joined by Nick Barile from Elevated Storage Solutions. We're going to chat about their revolutionary alternative to traditional storage. Nick, to get started, can you introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about your experience?
Yeah, thanks, Allison. Thank you for having me. We appreciate it. So our company, Elevated Storage Solution, is spun off our original company was called Elevated Parking Solutions. And the technology we developed many decades ago for the parking industry is what's called the lift and slide automated vertical parking, where cars will drive into a structure, they're lifted up, moved left or right into a multi-level structure, could be 5, 10, 20 cars high. We took that technology, Allison, and we applied it to the self-storage business. What seemed to be a relatively low-tech type of business, we've kind of bumped it up to a more advanced level. And what I mean by that is you can fit now the same amount of storage or more in a third of the size building. So well, I'll have a video to show you momentarily, but quick explanation is that the storage is all done, the storage racks are all built on one floor. There's no need anymore to build multiple levels, multiple stories in a building, heat, air condition, light, life safety systems on multiple floors, elevators, stairs. Our system all sits on the ground floor and then goes up 3, 4, 5, 6 levels high. We're working on several projects right now that we have a 3, 4, and a 5 level high rack system. Aisles, the same widths as the traditional self-storage business aisles, are 5 foot wide, but we're all about going vertical. So for instance, if you had the need for, let's say, 50,000 or the want for 50,000 square foot of rentable space, traditional accepted efficiency of a building, once you do a build out, is roughly 70 to 72, 73% efficiency, which means to net 50 to 55,000 square feet of rentable space, you'd have to build 75 to 78,000 square foot of building, including multiple floors, elevators, etc. With our system, we can do that in an 18,000 square foot footprint with a shell around it. Also, when you're building a multi-story building, you typically have roughly 12 feet between floors. Ours, you have 8 feet between levels. So why is that important? Certain zones in certain areas are only going to allow you X height. For us to do 4 levels, we can do that in a 35-foot maximum height of the building. If the zone is a 40-foot zone, to do that with a multi-story building, 4 levels of multi-story building, you're almost 50 feet or more. So you can work in zones that you may not have been able to work in before. The floor area ratio also in the zone is quite important sometimes. And ours, again, it's all on one floor, so it's just that footprint and not the multiple floors that would be added into the FAR calculations. We calculate we're roughly 30 to 40% less in initial cost of build. And that is, talking with multiple self-storage builders, developers, etc. We work these numbers with them. And then the operating costs, whether much cheaper to operate an 18,000 square foot building than a 75,000 square foot building. So your ongoing costs are much less expensive. Also, with our, you're able to depreciate that with taxes. Again, check with your accountant, but that's our understanding, that you're able to depreciate that, where in a traditional build you wouldn't be able to. So yeah, that's kind of the basis of what we're doing. Love to queue up the video if you'd like to do that. We can then we can chat a little bit about that afterwards.
Yeah, absolutely. Log out of Facebook. Kidding. All
Here it
right,
is.
here we go.
It's going to have music playing too. Oh, but we can't hear the music. Okay, no problem. So this is a wider view of a very wide aisle, only to just illustrate the different sides. I mean, naturally, that would only be 5 foot wide, or whatever an operator wanted. And you call your box down either with a pin or your phone, as this fellow's doing here. And then the box comes down to you. Safety gate goes up, and you can access your storage.
This is so cool.
Yeah, you can have multiple people there at different at the same time. You don't have to stagger different times. And these are just some quick savings. Yeah, that's it.
That's great. This is very
Yeah.
helpful.
What shows on that video, and it's always bears some explanation, and we may want to update some of that video, but it shows just a door on one side and one big long box. It looks very much like a shipping container. It's not, or the boxes are custom. They're much lighter weight than a shipping container. Also, that box can be split into several boxes. Those boxes are shown there about 15 foot long. And what we've discussed with a number of operators is the flexibility of size of box mix. So what can be done too is when that first box comes down, the box to the right of it would go up, and then there'll be multiple sides to the depth of the box that comes down with multiple doors, 3 doors, 2 doors, whatever, however they want to divide that up. So there's a lot of flexibility in the boxes. Again, really, and those flexibilities can be temporary. You have inserts to separate, to create a box that might be 10 foot long, 5 foot long, 3 5s, whatever an operator sees is the best for their demographic, their location. The system, again, just to reiterate, the technology is decades old. Our engineer has been involved with patents for these type of systems since the 1960s, literally. I've got a desk full of his patents, and they go up to the most recent, probably 2019. So the technology, again, where it comes from the parking business, is not new. What we wanted to do was take a tried and true technology that, like the parking, as I said, and just apply it here. So the reliability is very high. We've got parking systems literally all over the world that have been running for 15, 20, 30 years. It's the safety features that are built in. You saw the gate going up. There's lighting. If somebody tries to overload a box, it won't move into the system. It'll set off an annunciation of some sort. Could be a light or a bell, or it could, and additionally, it could be an annunciation at the owner operator's computer that the box is overloaded and it won't move it into the system. Also, the systems can be broken down into chunks. In other words, 3 boxes wide would be segregated. So if something should occur, that there's a breakdown of a hose or something on one box, it doesn't affect the entire system, or it doesn't even affect a row. It affects maybe 3 boxes wide, or it could even be 2 boxes wide. So some of these safety features and kind of fail safes we've included in this. You can also actually even have a completely redundant system that would kick in if something did go wrong. It would kick a new system in that takes the storage box from there. So lots of redundancies and lots of safety features are built in here.
It's very cool.
Yeah, we're pretty excited.
Yeah, thank you so much for sharing. This is word revolutionary is definitely accurate.
Yeah.
Did you have anything you wanted to add, Nick, before you close out? Maybe share your contact information if people have more questions.
Yeah, you bet. Should I give you the website address?
That would be great. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's www.elevatedparkingsolutions.com. And again, and my information is just nick@elevatedparkingsolutions.com. My phone is 203-550-3301. I keep looking back and forth from the camera to you. I'm not sure what I should be looking at.
You're doing
Allison?
great. You're
Okay.
fine. This is
I'm
you're
looking at you on the screen. I'm looking at the camera here.
perfect.
Yeah. So thank you again, really, for having me on. And if you have any questions,
Yeah.
I can answer. Yeah.
Yes. No, this is great. Thank you
Okay.
so much. Very informative. And thank you everybody for joining us today. So for more information or suggestions on future presentations, just shoot me an email, Allison, ALISON, at listselfstorage.com, or give me a call at 313-484-4670. Thanks so much.
Thanks again, Allison.